What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel. And before we get into today's build, guys, I just want to say if you're a fan of those legends of the game, and you know I'm talking guys from like the 60s through the early 2000s, and you enjoy 2K builds, and or you play 2K, and maybe you're a younger person and you haven't really seen a lot of the legends play, and you may want to get some names and things to kind of see, someone that you may want to build in the game, then this is definitely the channel for you guys because that's really all I focus on. And I do, not only do I do well known legends like Kobe, but I also do the lesser known guys like Bill Walton, Kevin McHale, and I also did a Bernard King video, which, despite him being one of the smoothest scorers I've ever seen, surprisingly, that video, as it stands right now, with this, with recording this video, it's actually at 0 views. But yeah, he was a really smooth scorer, and it's just, I understand that he was never one of the more popular players in the league, and you know, since uh, you know, since times past, his name's just kind of, you know, faded, and a lot of people just don't remember how good he was as a player. But yeah, guys, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna, not only am I gonna do those really popular guys, but I'm gonna do those guys that were a little bit lesser known, but they were equally as good. I mean, they were amazing players in their own right. So yeah, it's a little bit of a history lesson here, in as far as the game goes. But it's also going to be fun because we're going to be doing really really nice builds, and that's one of the things I love about this game, guys, is just doing these builds. And the build that I'm getting ready to do today it's a build that I actually play with, um, and it's a very fun build, guys. It really is. Like, you could do this a couple ways, right? I mean, you could, if you want the shooting Kobe, you could really do either of these two. If you want that, that really, really strong defensive Kobe, you could do this one. Me personally, though, guys, look, I like using this one right here. While it does fall off on the defensive end a little bit, I feel like you can work with it. You really can. If you watch, and you play the passing lanes and things like that correct, and you just play defense smart, you'll do fine with this build, guys. It won't be a problem. So you have a couple of options here, guys. Again, with the physicals, you could do the speed, or you could do the vert. Me personally, guys, because I do drive a lot with this, you know, with this particular build, I like going with the vertical, just because, like I said, that's how I play with this. I played, the true slasher row, and I just use the mid range and the 3 point shot if they kind of fall off and pull back and try to keep me from driving. So with this, guys, look, we're gonna close shot, driving layup, and driving dunk. We're maxing that out fully. We're not really going to touch standing or post hook because it's not going to be something that we use with this build. Um, Now, shooting, everything's getting maxed. Now, if you just take this to the courts and you don't play my player or anything like that, you don't even have to worry about free throw shooting. You could use that in on the defensive side if you wanted to. Um, I'm going to go ahead and push up our post control, and I'm going to go ahead, before I touch anything else, I'm going to put up the perimeter, lateral quickness, and our steal. Because it's a Kobe build, guys, you've got to have that, okay? So with this, I'm also going to put the ball handling all the way up, and I'm going to take this until I get 10. So we're going to stop that right there, and then I'm going to put the rest on defensive rebounding. So if we look at our badge layout now, we've got 15 finishing, 21 shooting, 10 playmaking, and 4 defensive and rebounding badges. So that's pretty good, guys. I mean, that's now for Kobe build. I'm probably going to go compact. I'm going to go 6'6", 212, which was Kobe's listed weight. And I'm going to max out his arm, his wingspan. Simply because, in this 2K, guys, you don't really need, a high 3-point, shot or mid range to be able to knock it down effectively. Um, so, with this, guys, look, we're going to have a really good finishing skill set with a 91 close shot. When we max this out, that'll be a 95. We'll have a 91 driving layup and an 88 driving dunk, that's all really, really good, guys. You'll be able to finish really, really well at the rim. Our mid range, 79 for mid. We'll have a 77 for a 3-point shot, which, as you know, in 2K22, you're going to be able to hit that effectively. You'll have a 90 free throw and an 89 post fade, which, again, both of those, you should be able to knock it down pretty easily. Now, the pass accuracy, that is going to be a 56, which is fine. You don't need a high pass accuracy. Ball handling will be a 79. Now, if you wanted to take this down to where you get like the pro dribble, you could. But me personally, I'm going to leave it where it is. And you have a post control of 74. Now, if we look at the defense, this, like I said, this is where it does fall off a little bit. Your perimeter defense is going to only be an 80. Your lateral quickness will be a 78. Your steal will be an 82. And you do get a defensive rebound of 69. Which is okay. I mean, like I said, guys, if you play smart on defense, you'll be able to do fine with that. You won't have any major issues with that defense. You just got to play smart. Play this passing lanes, and you'll be able to play effectively with this build. Now, if you wanted to make up for some of that defense that you're missing, you could do a lockdown. But guys, it's a Kobe build. I mean, I think slasher would be the way to go. Me personally, I mean, that's how I feel. And if we look here, guys, you have built a slasher with shades of that very first one is Devin Booker. So, that's a really good shades of, I think. I don't even know if, you could get shades of Kobe in 2K22. I know you could in 2K21. But I do also like seeing that shades of Mitch Richmond, guys, which that's another legend that I do plan on doing a video on. He was an amazing player. He's really forgotten about, but for those of you that may be new Warrior fans and you may not have watched the Warriors, back in the 80s and 90s. I definitely recommend just looking up Run TMC, because those that Warriors group, man, they were really, really good. They were really good, and Mitch Richmond was just getting started with them guys, and I think they traded him for Billy Owens, which at the time it seemed like a good trade because a lot of people were saying that Owens was, he was going to be a really, really good player, but it just never panned out. And, unfortunately, we didn't get to see that, that Run TMC, for a very long time. But it was really, really exciting basketball, guys. It really was. So let's go ahead and let's look at everything here. Okay, so. For this, guys, you want to do acrobat, which we've only got 15. So you want to kind of, use these, use them on things that you want. Okay. Now, the one thing I would say is you do want that on Hall of Fame. Post spin tech, you want that on silver. Posterizer on silver. Um, and then Slithery, and put that on silver, and that leaves us with one more. It's Kobe, so we need that limitless takeoff. And what I may actually do is I may do this, yeah, because we want that limitless takeoff with Kobe. So if we look at this, guys, okay, our one Hall of Fame badge is going to be Fearless Finisher with the Silver Acrobat, Limitless Takeoff, Posterizer, Post Spin, and Slithery. And then we've got Fast Twitch on Bronze, just because, that it basically speeds up your dunks, and I feel like that would really be a good thing, especially if you're playing with a guard. Um, Now for shooting, guys, look, first thing you're going to fade ace. You want that on gold. You want I would put blinders and Deadeye as well. I would go ahead and do limitless, hot zone hunter, because you're going to get those hot zones, difficult shots, and let's see, one other one, guys. We may do a few others, but I think what I'm going to do, um, I think I'm going to do this, guys, where we are playing a slasher, just because that'll help you get to the basket a little bit for alley oops and things like that. So I really think this right here is a pretty good layout. It's all gold. We got blinders, deadeye, difficult shots, fade ace, limitless spot up, hot zone hunter, and slithery. I mean, there's other things that you could do, guys. You could do catch and shoot. You could do clutch shooter. You could do green machine. You could do set shooter, stop and pop. I know that there's others that you could do, but I'm trying to make this, with you know, we know that we want fade ace. We know that Kobe took a lot of difficult shots and made them. We know that defense really did not affect him a lot of the time, and so that's the reason why I've did this the way that I've done this. And you always want hot zone hunter. Anytime you're doing a shooting build, you want hot zone hunter if at all possible, because when you get those zones, you're going to want to be able to use those, because those are going to increase your shooting ability. So it's really good to have. So with the Kobe build, guys, we want to do quick first step. We want to do space creator. We want to do unpluckable. And just in case, guys, just like if you're going in for a dunk or something and you just get a bad animation, we want to do bailout just for that reason alone, because that does happen. Anybody that's played, a 2K game knows that you go in for a dunk and you just get a silly animation and you're just like, man, I don't want to do this. It's just smart to have that on just in case that happens. Now for our defense, guys, this is what I would do, okay? And you could do it a couple of different ways if you want. Me personally, I'm going to do interceptor and intimidator. That's the only two that I'm going to use, simply because your steal's not high enough to where a ball stripper or pickpocket's really going to be beneficial. So you're going to get your steals playing the passing lanes. And this right here, is what this that's what this badge helps you do. You want intimidator, that way if you do kind of mess up a little bit on defense and the guy gets a shot off, you can still, because of this badge, there's still a possibility, as long as you're pretty close to them, you're going to at least make it a bit more difficult to where they may miss that shot. So that's the two that I would run with, and that's the two that I do run with on this specific build, because it is, to me, that's really all you need. If you wanted to do other things, you certainly could, but I really don't. I don't see the need for it. If you wanted to do clamps, I guess you could do that. But me personally, I think Intimidator. it works best. Now, if you wanted to do this on bronze and clamps on bronze, you could. It's just really, it depends on you. Okay. These builds and things you can kind of, especially with the badges, you can kind of switch it up to, match your style because we all play 2K differently. Some of us may have difficulty staying in front of guys. And I feel like if you do have difficulty staying in front of guys, lamps might work good for you. But yeah, I mean that's pretty much it, guys. I mean, um, that's a Kobe build in my eyes. You're going to be able to dunk. You're going to be able to get that mid-range shot, the post fade, step out for three. It's a really, really good build, guys, and it's also really fun to play with. Like I said, this is probably my favorite guard build that I've done. It's my favorite to play with. And in all honesty, guys, I mean, the fact that I'm even saying that I enjoy playing with it is crazy because since probably, I would say 2K11, maybe 2K12, I haven't really enjoyed playing with guards. I've mainly played with power forwards and centers because that was the style of play that I played when I was playing ball, and when I play ball, I'm always either I'm always the guy playing inside because of my size. So um, that's kind of the way that I like to play it in this game as well. But yeah, there you have it, guys. And again, if you're somebody that you like those legends of the game, the guys from the '60s through the early 2000s, and you like to see builds on those guys, or if you're someone younger and you may not have seen some of these legends play, and you want to get an idea of some really great legends from the past. And again, I'm not talking about just really really popular legends. I'm talking about some lesser known guys, like Kevin McHale, Bernard King, Bill Walton, guys that were really really good but have been forgotten over time. Um, then this is the perfect channel for you guys. That's because that's literally all I do. That's the only kind of builds that I do. I don't do rare builds. I don't do you know new player builds like the modern NBA player builds. I don't do anything like that. Well, I do respect those guys, and I enjoy watching them play. It's just this is my way of kind of keeping some of those legends that I really enjoyed watching, and guys that I feel like are underrated. Which I'm not saying that Kobe's underrated, but he was definitely a legend of the game that I enjoyed watching, and it's just guys, it's just something that I enjoy doing, and if it's something that you enjoy watching, I would greatly appreciate that like, because again, I'm a new channel, I'm just getting started, I'm about a little over a week in now, and it's something that I've enjoyed doing. And yeah, it's been fun, and it's hopefully one day, some of you guys that's in the community, you'll be leaving me some comments and letting me know some players that you'd like to see me do builds on, and things like that. Let me know how you play. Do you play strictly, do you strictly play my career, or do you go to the rec or the courts? Just things like that, guys. Just get a little bit of conversation going. Let me know who your favorite player is down in the comments, or who you'd like to see me build. But with that being said, guys, have a wonderful night, day, evening, wherever you are. Have a good one.